Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us here at Banknote Trading, where we take a look at the US dollar pairs in the Forex market. Today, we'll start with taking a look at Euro USD on the 4 hour chart. Let's start by looking at the current range. And as you know, this week, we continue to trade sideways within this range. Of course, swing structure is still bearish. After it took out these lows, and internal structure is bullish as we broke structure to the upside after consolidating. And then seller step back in once it hit this area of supply, and it has been consolidating ever since. Well, let's see. Need to watch out for this area of support here. If it does continue to push down as dollar gains strength, then I'll be looking to see if price can pass this area of demand. This area of demand, and we know it's reacting from this area of supply, pushing prices down. But overall, this is an area of consolidation. Price is still in. That's what I was saying. If it can come back and take out these lows, this area of support, and possibly see the reaction from this area of demand. It has technically retraced back into premium, looking to see if momentum can pick up to the downside. Price continue to push down, breaking lows, but there's, like I said, liquidity sitting under these lows. If momentum can pick up in the bearish direction, and I'll be looking into a selling opportunity if it presents itself. GBP USD, let's go map out the current range. As we know, it's swing structure bearish, just like with Euro USD, with this being the strong lower high from the highs previously. Price retrace 100% back up to this lower high, and then seller step back in. No real impulse, just corrective in nature as prices continue to push down. It's in this area of demand right now. Sell before the buy. Looking to see if momentum can pick up to the downside, take out these lows, this area of support, this liquidity on these lows, there's gaps that can be filled. Technically, it did retrace back 100% into premium. So only looking to see if which direction the price can go, because it can. It's such a deep retracement. Can't continue to push higher, but we are looking to see what happens with DXY to see if the dollar continues to gain strength, and see if this can either turn and take out the liquidity sitting over these highs, or continue to push down as it has retraced. But like I said, the deep retracement 100%. Have to wait and see what price moves. And like I said, it has been really in any impulsive direction right now. Let me briefly look at DXY. As we know, it had, at least on the 4 hour chart, come up to make a bullish swing structure, came back down, traced back into premium, then started with this trend line, still in this overall range, this price leg, and it retraced, and now it's consolidating but gaining strength. Bullish internally, and fractal structures bullish, continue to push up. So do look at the XY as this being the retracement back down to discount, possibly a good time to buy if the dollar continues to gain strength. Should take out these highs if the buyers are building momentum, should take out the highs internally and continue to push higher, making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. AUD USD, let's go and map out the current range. And we've been looking at this being the 4 hour structure. But overall, this was the spring that took out the highs of the previous range, came back again. This spring took out the highs of the previous range, and then seller stepped back in and took out those lows, which made this 4 hour swing structure bearish. But since price continued to stay in this range, could have considered this a higher low than this low, because it's still just consolidating sideways. But then if you look at this 4 hour structure, price did retrace back into premium after it consolidated, broke structure to the upside, consolidated, broke structure to the upside, reacted from this area of supply, and seller stepped back in and started to push prices back down and broke structure to the downside. So swing structure, at least 4 hour, bearish, internal structure, switch bearish. And now we're at these lows, looking to see the reaction from this area of support. If it does continue to push We're looking for any type of retracement. If it does continue to push down, I'm looking for any type of retracement, any type of selling opportunity. If it comes back, forms a new range. It did close. It did close briefly under these lows, so it could, but it wasn't a strong closure. But if it does continue, then we're making this the new high of the new range. But right now, just waiting to see how this consolidation plays out. It could retrace back and then continue down, or it could continue down. If it does continue down from here, I'll be looking for any type of retracement and any type of bearish momentum shift. NZD USD, let's go map out the current range. I think this was the previous range. This happened yesterday, so it did break structure. What we were saying yesterday, these lows were taken out as far as structure, retrace back into premium, seller step back in, broke structure to the downside, and waiting to see which direction it's going to go in. And it did break structure to the downside once again. So this would be the new lower high of the new structure from these highs, because this high broke the lows of that previous range. So for NZD USD, consolidating at the bottom, just like AUD USD, but this has more room to retrace. There's obviously a gap to be filled, and it can retrace back into premium and then into this area of supply. So that's what I'll be looking for, any type of selling opportunity once it does retrace back into premium and bearish momentum picks up to the downside. GBP AUD, let's go up map at the current range, with this still being the lower high from the previous highs. Of course, we know structure broke to the upside internally, started making bullish consolidation, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, consolidation, higher lows, higher highs, broke this trend line that had formed previously. Now we're bullish internally, still swing structure bearish. Every time it came back to this area, seller step back in, so we're waiting to see when that happens to this strong lower high. But not looking for any opportunity, could continue to be bullish and push past this lower high, push past this previous structure, previous range, and form a new AW price range in a bullish direction. We're waiting to see how it reacts still from this trend line, and if it reacts from this area of demand once it gets down here. But not looking for anything, any opportunity in particular till this high gets taken out, this lower high gets taken out, or if these lows start to get taken out. But like I said, overall swing structure is still bearish. It's just been consolidating a lot, and we're waiting to see if it can continue to push higher. GBP NZD, let's go and map at the current range. This is still the overall structure, as we've been saying. Buyers have reacted from the lower trend line. Unlike with GBP AUD, GBP AUD did break past and reclaimed it. And so buyers step back in. So internally, the same situation. Buyers step back in after they hit that trend line. Consolidated, make higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Consolidated, higher lows. Internally, the swing structure is still bearish until it breaks past this lower high, but it is impulsive to that higher prices in that direction. We're looking to see if it can continue just like with GBP AUD, but not looking for any opportunity because overall swing structure bearish, but internal structure is bullish. It looks like it can push once it does retrace and possibly come back down to this area of demand. We're looking for any type of reaction from there. Buyers continue to push. Then I'll be looking for this lower high to be taken out, and then any type of retracement, switch the bias to bullish as prices continue higher. Look for any type of opportunity once it does retrace back down and bullish momentum picks back up. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you for joining us.